Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, making some really good trades. And yes, just sorry about yesterday, was a little too busy to make a video, but we're back here today. We're giving you guys an update on the market and cryptocurrencies and everything else. So let's just get into it. And before I actually start the video, just want to let you guys know, on February 14th, Valentine's Day, we're going to be having a live stream giveaway. So if you guys want to be participating in that, definitely join the Discord. That's the only way you can win in the giveaways now, just to be fair and avoid scammers. And if the scammers join, then we ban them. Anyways, guys, let's just get into it. Right now, Bitcoin on daily time frame looking pretty good, but on the weekly time frame, finally getting a little bit of relief. A green dot for Bitcoin right here. We can take a look at multiple charts as well to confirm this. Yes, so we can see that green Bitcoin right now getting a green dot on market side for B. Momentum waves curling up finally, but definitely the money flow is not looking good in my opinion. We have decreased significantly in the money flow, and if at this rate, if it does keep going and we do cross over, then this could signal some more bearish things that could be coming. But for the time being, we got a nice green candle on the 14 and the -3, so this could mean that we're gonna have a green week in Bitcoin, possibly pushing us up to maybe 47,000, 48,000. Lots of things could happen this week. Now, we don't want to get too bullish because we want to take a look at the monthly time frame. Now we can see that we have an 18 and a -5, which means a further, some more downtrend. Like we've seen in the past here, we got an 18 and then suddenly a 19 as well, which did push us down again, but it did not make us go lower than the previous low on the 18. So always take a look at the larger time frame, guys. So right now, daily time frame looking quite bullish. We got the money flow starting to come back up on the daily time frame as well, so possibly entering some longs right now would not be the worst idea either. So right now we did try to short the Bitcoin in the gold member, but we got stopped out. We're using a stop loss, so not too worried about that. We'll always make it back, not too worried at all. And this week we had some big numbers. As we could see, the tech sector, Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, Snapchat, and Amazon and Tesla all reporting all sorts of earnings. So we could see that Apple getting killed earnings and then had a nice pump towards the upside, over 10% move. And then we saw Microsoft also reporting earnings quite well as well, so we're doing very well. And then we had Facebook bringing the entire market down with -26%. So we can see that Facebook definitely decided to drag the Nasdaq down. And Snapchat, oh my god, Snapchat, don't even get me started on Snapchat. We could see that the tech sector sold off with Facebook, and then everyone anticipated that their other tech stocks would sell off as well. So we got Snapchat moving down over 27% in one day during that Facebook dump. And then we could see that the next day the reported earnings, and he killed it on the earnings per share. So we could see a surprise of 110%. And then that pushed the stock up over, as it went to a high of 67%, closing at 59% move. It's just an absolutely insane week. So much volatility. Amazon also, dumping with Facebook and then repumping the next day overnight. We could see that they posted their earnings overnight and then 15% move right there. That's just insane in my opinion. We're living in a crazy time. And we could take a look at it as well as our oil short right now. You could see that oil, once again reiterating this big bearish divergence. And on the daily time frame, I had to readjust the lines properly just by a few inches here and there, but yeah, falling perfectly in line on the daily time frame. We closed underneath the white line. We can see that we have our perfect two touch points here, and then our first touch point all the way back here back in 2015. Now oil coming back up to a new high in the last 7 years at $93 a barrel and 50 cents. I expect oil to come down from this level. If we don't, we have our stop loss set, and we're going to use proper risk management. For the time being, I expect oil to trend downwards. But once again, the fundamental news for oil is that it could possibly be going up soon with what's happening in Ukraine and Russia. My friend Alex, he wasn't here today for economic talk or whatever. So he's just doing a bit of analysis on that as well. So apparently there's a lot of fighting going on over there, and a war could be breaking out. And if war breaks out, we could see it. You're gonna see oil go way past $120 a barrel. It's gonna skyrocket. And if we're gonna be on that side of the trade, then I'm gonna decide to long oil at that point. But for the time being, I expect oil to come down on this big bearish weekly divergence. And let's take a good look at gold as well. Gold looking pretty good as well. Now stuck in between these two trend lines that I've drawn. You guys can access these charts in the Discord. I share them all the time, and right now we got rejected at 18.15. If we can get back above this, then we still have some resistance coming in at 18.36, and then the major level is at 18.44 or 18.42, depending on where we touch on this trend line. You guys can adjust it. I don't think you guys can adjust it with the link I shared in the Discord, but I think you could just ask me. I can move these charts for you, or you guys can just move your mouse over the touch points, and then you can get the exact price that you want. Anyways, we have some big news coming out this week. CPI number is going to be coming out on February 10. Obviously, you know, we already know that inflation's high, and it's probably going to be higher once the core CPI comes out. So expecting, previous was 5.5, forecast is 5.9. Or just gonna have to see what it's gonna be. Or is this one core CPI? This one right here, 0.6, and forecast is 0.5. So let's see if it's higher than 0.5. My bet is that it's gonna be higher than 0.5. And Bitcoin coming at $42,222 right now. Now, if Bitcoin does keep this pumping train going, and we do start to make new all-time highs, no, sorry, not new all-time highs, but maybe some previous highs, we do have a lot of resistance coming in at 43,400. So if we get to this point, possibly opening some shorts would not be a bad idea either. And take a look at let's take a look at the EMA ribbons. Where are my EMA ribbons? Right here. We are coming at the top of the EMA ribbons right here on the daily time frame at 43,146. Also coming pretty close to our entry at 43,446. So you might see a wick up here on Bitcoin, coming up a little high, and then maybe a reversal down. But always look at the larger time frames, guys. Right now in the larger time frame, we could see that Bitcoin, we could see the EMA ribbons on the weekly time frame are starting to squeeze in. Not something I like to see, and we know we are underneath the lines at the moment. And historically speaking, to be in a bull run, we have to be above this 21 weekly moving average, which is at 47,000 right now, or 48,000. Depends on where, you know, where you guys want to call it, but I'm going to call that 47,000 basically. So once we get over that, then I'll be bullish once again. But for the time being, I'm not very optimistic. I'm more pessimistic when I take a look at how the traditional markets are acting, and how this is having a correlated effect on the cryptocurrency market as well. So you guys know where I stand. I have all of this written out in the Discord as well. And if you guys, you know what, I'll read a little bit that I shared with. It's just basically my investment strategy for everyone that was wondering why I was invested in all those stocks I listed in the Google sheet that I posted for gold members. So I'll just read it a little bit for you guys right now. I will now share with you my investment strategy on all my stocks, why I'm currently so heavily exposed to gold and silver mining companies. I have reason to believe that the inflation that the Fed has been deeming and touting as transitory is not transitory at all. They have lowered interest rates so much and printed so much money that they now have put themselves in a box where they will be faced with such high inflation. They will have no choice. They will have to choose between raising rates way higher than 1%, which is, you know, what they're expecting right now, 1%, and or to fight 1% to fight inflation accordingly, which completely crashes the economy and sends us into a recession and possibly a depression. Or they can choose to not fight inflation and keep the economy going by printing insurmountable amounts of money, fiat currency, which would inevitably lead to a hyperinflation, you know, the devaluation of the dollar. And then you're going to see the dollar tank, and you're going to see gold skyrocket. In both scenarios, gold and silver are scarce assets, such as Bitcoin, and safe haven assets as well. So this is because even if the Fed raises the rates to 1% or even 2%, if the economy can even handle that, inflation will then be at 8 to 10%, and you're still getting a negative carry of 7 to 9% because the rates are so low. Now you have to put your money somewhere because you can't hold it in a savings account because it yields you nothing. You can't put it into the stock market because the Fed has now popped the bubble and the market is starting to tank and all stocks are going down. You can't put into bonds either because bond yields are now going to skyrocket, which means bond prices are going to collapse. So you now have an implosion in the bond market. And bonds, treasury yields, are probably the most, exposed things to high inflation. They're probably the ones that react negatively to such high inflation. So what are you left with? You have gold and silver and safe haven assets and value stocks, which protect you against reckless monetary policies. Now, my strategy goes beyond earning reports, and yes, if they have a bad report, so what? The stock is already at 52-week lows. It's extremely undervalued at its current price. For most silver and silver stocks, it gives you the opportunity to dollar cost average into these stocks before the entire market starts to pile into them. Buying these stocks at a discount, is it a way to leverage your positions in gold and silver without actually borrowing money? Because when gold and silver moves 1 to 2%, these stocks will move 4 to 5%. So there's going to be more for the gold members to read. I'm going to post my entire strategy in the Google sheet for you guys. So if you guys want to see it, you have to become a gold member. You guys can definitely join. The link's in the description. And Bitcoin now at 42,000. Let's take a look at oil. Now $91.09. So we'll see how our trade works out. If our trade works out, we're looking to make $5,000 to $10,000 on that trade. Anyways, guys, I love you guys. Thanks for listening. I gave you guys a little sneak peek preview of what it's like to become a gold member. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.